welcome to my channel. And today we will talk about second semester assignments, which is for the subject strategic management. This is for the April 2023 cycle. So don't get confused with our regular cycle, which is June 2023 cycle. So April cycle is for those students who might have not submit their assignments in December cycle due to some other another reason, or might be a possibility that they might get copy case or they might get less marks in strategic management subjects. So only those students will get a link and option for these assignments to get submitted. For few students, if they have not cleared the overall subject, like they suppose they have cleared the assignments, like they scored 20-25 marks, but they just scored maybe 10 or 15 marks, or maybe they have not cleared their exams. For those students as well, they will get the option of assignments. So many students get confused that, oh, do we need to submit the assignment? So guys, in that case, it's totally your call, your discretion that you want to submit the assignments or not. If you think that okay, you have scored 22 or 23 marks and you think that this time you can score more than 23 marks, then submit the assignments. Otherwise you can skip that. Even if you are not sure, I would suggest you can submit your assignments, because in this the best of the two will be considered. Like if this time you scored 19 marks and earlier you had 22 or 23 marks, then the previous marks will be carry forward, will be considered, right? So it's totally your discretion, you want to submit the assignments or not, in case you have not cleared your exam. But yes, if you have cleared your exam and not cleared your assignment, then you need to submit your assignment in any case, right? So assignments you can easily view from your portal. You can go to the assignments and see, download the PDF file. So as you already are aware of that, the assignment comprises of 30 marks. It is having three questions: first, second, third A and third B. Each question is of 10 marks. Third question is of two parts: third A and third B, 5 marks. And the two important things: make sure you don't fall under the plagiarism and definitely the copy case. So prepare your assignment, upload it, don't share it with your friends or colleagues. Maybe once the results got declared or once the last date of submission of the assignments is over, you are free to submit your share your assignments with anyone, right? Now just moving to the questions. So in this video we can see that okay, these are the three questions. Firstly, we understand the question, then we discuss what needs to be written and which page numbers to be referred. Strategic management is more or less, it's a case study based question. So definitely you can get a lot more stuff from your books, from the internet, and sometimes you need to put your brains to it and think that what the best you can write, right? So let's start with our first question. Founded in 2011 and launched in 2013 in San Jose, California, USA, Zoom video communication had made a steady progress in the enterprise communications domain with a structured growth pattern. The company also received regular funding from the venture funds and was listed on the New York Stock Exchange in 2019. It was also the year in which the Zoom hit the profit territory in December 2019. Zoom had total a user base of 10 millions. Then the pandemic struck. The user load of Zoom zoomed from 10 million to 300 million by Jan 2020. As the pandemic wanes, the Zoom growth rate is also slowing down as well. The drop in the growth has seen in its stocks values plummeting in 2022. In a situation like this, if you are the strategy officer of the company, what plans would you make to acquire the new customers? What will be your USP and how you will focus on the core business strategy to make the company more relevant for its customers? So firstly, understand the case study. Zoom. I think most of the guys who are into the corporate sector, they are well aware of the Zoom. So Zoom is one of the market leader, not the top, but yes, one of the market leader, like WebEx and Teams, which provides the multiple functionality to collaborate with the team members. So when the pandemic hit, its overall uses got hyped up because the offices were closed and the people needs to connect with your mentors or maybe with your supervisors, with your managers, with senior stakes via some tool which can provide an ease to just connect them in a very flexible manner. So Zoom was one of the market leader that time, and undoubtedly the number of users has increased significantly during the pandemic period. But once the pandemic is over, the offices are resumed, people are more comfortable with connecting in face to face and definitely one to one basis. So Zoom is again getting a little bit lower side. So we just need to think, okay, what what will be our best USP. So USP is basically the unique selling product which we can use for our product, and how we can just build some business strategies to just make it more relevant for its customers. Maybe you can just think of multiple options, cheaper prices, and a number of ways. So firstly, we just discuss about a generic thing. So we just need to write a little bit about the business strategic framework. We need to discuss about SFAS, identify the market niches, and mention some business strategies. So let's see from the page numbers. If you see the page number 139, I think it's on. Okay. So this is the framework, the bio framework. Maybe you can just specify a little bit about that. Then after that, strategy of factors analysis summary. You can just give a overview how you can just build up a metrics. Then post that, going to the page number 142. So finding market niche, so the best part where you can just sell your product. And lastly, it's 144, the business strategies. Maybe you can just talk about few competitive strategies like the cost leadership, differentiation, how focused you are into this. You can just go through this and just give a brief overview of all these pointers, right? How the competitors are growing. Now actual comes like actual answer comes wherein you just need to specify with respect to the Zoom. So Zoom, as we discussed earlier, that it's a platform where you can just collaborate, you can just discuss. So definitely you just need to think how you can reduce the price, how you can just compete your competitors in terms of pricing, how you provide a free version. In order to build a new customers, you just need to provide 1 year free subscriptions. You just provide more user base, like you can have a meeting of 2 lakh or 3 lakh of people. You are having a recording process, you are having a cloud storage. So there are a number of things which you can easily implement, and definitely those are out of the box and out of the above in comparison to your competitors. So in this way you just need to think something in a practical way, like what is the best which you can get from the Zoom, and just specify in this question. So I think the first question is pretty much clear. Moving to the second question, you are the marketing leader of ISL, the Indian Super League, which is the Indian Premier Soccer League. ISL has added 16% of the viewership in 2022 season, in 2020 season over 2019, but the league compares poorly with the 400 billion viewers delivered by the IPL in 2020. Would you adopt to make ISL popular amongst customers or consumers? Create a strategic plan with what strategies a 10-year vision. So, firstly, understand that in India, most of the people will go for the IPL. Why 2020 it increased, it hyped up? Because that time the COVID comes and most of the people were staying at home. So that was the reason. And it was a 16% growth because not all the people are interested in the IPL matches. So you need to watch something. So maybe some opted for the Sosa League. But if we compare with IPL, so IPL is simply a competitor in this case, and you need to see that how IPL is growing and ISL is not growing. So you just think of the some strategies, maybe short term, maybe long term. But in the question is being asked for the 10-year long term, but definitely you can specify short term, long term both. So you just need to devise some strategic plan to just increase your in terms of a product, increase your customer base or the consumer base. Let's see which page numbers to refer. Going to the page number 5. If we talk about five, it's a, firstly we just discuss what is strategies, what is strategic management. You just need to talk about the different phases of the strategic management, like how you can just do about the financial planning. It's not you have the ample amount of money or unlimited money. You just think from the financial perspective. Then you need to focus your planning, like it's a short term, long term, 5 year, 10 years. Then external planning, how the external factors, there are two factors, internal external factors, how external factors come into the picture, how politics, how other environmental factors come into the picture, how social factors come into the picture. Definitely taken care by the internal factors, intrinsic factor as well. And lastly, the strategic management. So you just need to start with strategic management, then moving to the next, identifying the competitive and its evaluation. So going to the page number 92. So if you see page number 92, monitoring competitives for strategic planning. So if you are strategizing something, definitely IPL. It's clearly mentioned in the question, IPL is your competitor, right? It's not about a competitor, but yes, you need to consider it how IPL is going so much and ISL is not much. So you can think from that perspective. These are some questions: why do your competitors exist? What your customer value? What's the cost base? Intent to do in the future? And so many things. So you can just go through this and relate it with the ISL and IPL. And finally, the forecasting. So forecasting is simply the assumptions. You can't assume anything ad hocly. You just need to think. You just need to apply certain forecasting techniques. Here are some mentioned. No need to go in detail, but yes, you can specify a little bit about these forecasting techniques and how you can make the prediction of the market. So this is all about the question number 2. Moving to the third question, you are the CEO of the super events of a successful event organization working with the top movie stars and organizing one of the marquee events in the annual entertainment calendar. During the pandemic, your business was completely shut down. Post pandemic, the business environment is opening again. Being the CEO of the company, what strategies would you evolve in ensuring your organization remains relevant in the post pandemic world? Evaluate and create the type of events your organization can get into to build into the rebuild the business. So it's all about the event management, and it's clearly mentioned that it will work with the top movie stars. So that's the biggest selling point. Like, because most of the people during pandemic, it was not people to interact with their superstars. They were not able to just have a face to face view of their stars, and it's a common mentality that people are more desperate to just see their movie stars. So in that case, if you are planning for some event, then it should be such that it will be more interactive. People will get the maximum use of that. You can invite maximum movie stars as much as possible to just overcome the losses which it had happened in the pandemic period. So we talk about the strategy, define the different type of strategies, and mention the ways of strategic implementation, right? So going to the page number 19. So if you see the page number 19, we just talk about what is the strategy, the corporate strategy in terms of the business strategy or in terms of the functional strategy. Post that, you just need to talk a little bit about the strategic implementation, how you implement in terms of the actions, in terms of the costing plans, in terms of various activities detailing, and so on. So just try to relate it with any event management company. And yeah, the plus point is the top movie sites clearly mentioned. So in this way you can just specify the content of your question, and I think it's quite easy to just wrote something relating to these event management. You can just google out and find any of the event and see what features and what additional stuff they are coming up with in the post pandemic situation, right? Next is create a blueprint for the diversification your organization can adopt for expanding your business, right? So we need to talk more about the diversification. It's not only in the events you can just continuing with. You need to diversify. So firstly, you need to understand that okay, what is diversification. We need to talk a little bit about the diversification. What are the two types of diversification? One is the related diversification, like the concentric one, and the second one is conglomerate mirate, which is unrelated diversification. So you can relate any one of these, because in the question it's clearly mentioned. If I just go to the of a successful, so it's clearly mentioned it's a successful event marketing, or you can say the successful event organization. So you can relate any one of these. I think the related marketing is a better, related diversification is a better approach to go in this. What you can do in terms of diversification, not only events with the movie stars, you can have with the cricketers, you can have with the other players, you can have with the yoga ones, you can have with the yogis, rishis, you can have the events with your ministers, you can have with your politicians. So there are not only sticking to the movie stars, you can extend and you can diversify it, the planning of the events with related to the different varied fields, because it's clearly mentioned that you are a successful event management company. It's all about not to restrict only to the movie stars or movies. Just extend and diversify it to the other type of events. Maybe you can just have some traditional events, maybe you can having some kind of food courts, some kinds of yearly events like the Holi, Diwali and certain kind of events. So these are the n number of ways how you can just diversify your events. So this is all about the third B question, and I think we have covered almost all the pointers and how we need to write what needs to be written. And if you have any doubts or facing any issue with this assignment or maybe other assignments, feel free to connect to me at ngasc.mba@gmail.com. If you like this video, do like, do subscribe, and stay connected for further videos. Thank you so much.